Good evening, Mr. Soo Sen, our guest of honor, Mr. Charles Chong, MP for Joo Chiat, trustees, President Dr. R. Devendran, and honorable members of the SCTA and Temple Management Committee. Thank you, Mr. Chan, for coming to grace this occasion. This simple farewell dinner is to show our appreciation for your contribution to our Sri Sambaga Vinayagar Temple during your last 10 years from 2001 to 2011 as our MP for Joo Chiat. You have given us your time and your presence by being deeply involved in our temple's functions and activities, especially since its rebuilding. You demonstrated your dedication and your passion to serve the community by being the first Chinese to become a life member of SCTA. We thank you, Mr. Chan, for being part of our temple. Although you are no longer our Member of Parliament, we are sure you will continue to be part of us in community building, especially since you are also an associate member of SCTA. Thank you and good luck to you and your family.
Good evening, Mr. Charles Chong. Mr. Chong, as our new elected MP for Joo Chiat, we welcome you to our temple. We look forward to your presence at our temple functions, and together we will continue to foster better relationship among our interracial community. Welcome, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure in extending a sincere welcome to our special guest, Mr. Soo Sen. We shall commence tonight's dinner gathering with a short prayer for both of our special guests. May the blessings of Lord Vinayagar always be with you. Next, we have a dance item by our very own SCTA Music and Dance Academy student Miss Anu and dance teacher Mrs.
Todanga deen 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 dhinkataga ditodanga dhikkutte ram tam tam sankataga todanga takutta tatodaga tam tam dum dum din 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 tagatodanga takutta tatodaga tam tam dum dum din 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 tagatodanga takutta धिगदग धीदो हस्तंगा धिगदग धीदो हस्तंगा धीदो हस्तंगा दगदोंगा धिगदग धीदो हस्तंगा धिगदग धीदो हस्तंगा धीदो हस्तंगा दगदोंगा उत्तक्किट्ट किण्णकोंगा तोदोडगदां तोंदीं तोदिक्कुत्तक्क तोदोडगदां तोंदीं तंतां दिं 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 ततोडंगा तक्कुत्ताते मूषिक वाहन मोदक हस्ता चामर कर्ण विलंबित सूत्र वामन रूप महेश्वर पुत्र विघ्न विनायक पाद नमस्ते பாத நமஸ்தே பாத நமஸ்தே ಧಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತಾಂ ಧಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತಾಂ ಧಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತತ್ತರಿ ದತ್ತತ್ತಾಂ ಮುತಕಿಟ ಕಿಣ್ಣ ತುಂಗ ತೋದೋಡಗದಾಂ ತೋದೋಡಗದಾಂ ತೋ ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಮೋದಕ ಹಸ್ತ ಚಾಮರ ಕರ್ಣ ವಿಳಂಬಿದ ಸೂತ್ರ ಮೂಷಿಕ ವಾಹನ ಮೋದಕ ಹಸ್ತ ಚಾಮರ ಕರ್ಣ ವಿಳಂಬಿದ ಸೂತ್ರ ಧಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತಾಂ ಧಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತಾಂ ಧಿಕ್ಕುತ್ತತ್ತರಿ ದತ್ತತ್ತಾಂ ಮುತಕಿಟ ಕಿಣ್ಣ ತುಂಗ ವಾಮನ ರೂಪ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಪುತ್ರ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ವಾಮನ ರೂಪ ಮಹೇಶ್ವರ ಪುತ್ರ ವಿಘ್ನ ವಿನಾಯಕ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಪಾದ ನಮಸ್ತೆ ನಮಸ್ತೆ
ತಕದಿಮೆ ತಕಜಣು ತಕ್ರದಗದಗದಂ ತಕದಿಮೆ ತಕಜಣು ತಕ್ರದಗದಗದಂ 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 ತಕ್ರದಂ 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 ತಕ್ರದಗದಗದಂ ತಕ್ರದಗದಗದಂ ತೈ ತಕ್ರದಗದಗದಂ 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 ತೈ ತಕ್ರದಗದಗದಂ 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 ತೈ ತಕ್ರದಗದಗದಂ ತಾಂ
ಕುಡು ದಿಕ್ಕುಡು ತಕತತಿತ ನನ್ನ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕಿರ್ರ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಕುಡು ದಿಕ್ಕುಡು ತಕತತಿತ ತಕ್ಕುಡು ದಿಕ್ಕುಡು ತಕತತಿ ಕಿಟ್ಟ ತಕ ತಕ್ಕುಂದರ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಕ ತಕ್ಕುಡು ದಿಕ್ಕುಡು ತಕತತಿ ಕಿಟ್ಟ ತಕ ತಕ್ಕುಂದರ್ ಕಿಟ್ಟ ತಕ್ಕ விதையற வேவாங்கும் பெருமான் அடியினை தொழுவாதமே விதையற வேவாங்கும் அடியினை தொழுமன ஜக்க ஜக்க துங்கிட்ட நம் கிட்ட ஜக்க ஜக்க துங்கிட்ட நம் கிட்ட 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 தக்க தூங்க நாங்க தத்தும் தத்த தோ கிட்ட கிட்ட தக்க தூங்க நாங்க தத்தும் தத்த தாக்கிட்ட தக்க தோக்கிட்ட தக்க தோக்கிட்ட தோகிட்ட தாக்கிட்ட தக்க தோக்கிட்ட தக்க தோக்கிட்ட தோகிட்ட தங்கு தாரி நக்க ஜக்க நக்க நக்கத்தான் தங்கூராரி கிட்ட நக்க ஜக்க நக்க நக்கத்தான் காரம் பயிலேறி கைலாயம் தன்னை தொடலவரும் இடையவனை தொடுவாத்தாளவிடம் பரவுடையவர் காரோ மயிலேறி கைலாயம் கல்லை தொடலவரும் இளையவனை தொடுவார் தாளவிடம் வரவோடையவன் கிட்ட ஜன்னக்கிட்ட ஜனக்கிட்ட ஜனக்கிட்ட கிட்ட தக்க கிட்ட ஜன்னக்கிட்ட ஜனக்கிட்ட ஜனக்கிட்ட கிட்ட தக்க கடல் கிழிய மறுமுறிய மறுமுருகன் அருள் பேற்று கதியாது பெறதாம் கடல் கிழிய மலை பொறிய மறுமுருகன் அருள் பேற்று கதியாது பெறதாம் தக்குடுதக தக்குடுதக தக்குடு தக்கிட தக்குடுதக தக்குடுதக தக்குடு தக்கிட தொங்கிட கிட தக தங்கி கிட தக திக்குத்தாம் தங்கி கிட தக திக்குத்தாம் தங்கி கிட தக திக்குத்தாம் ஓம் சரவண பவாய நமக ஓம் சரவண பவாய நமக ஓம் சரவண பவாய சரவணபவாய நமக.
Thank you, ladies, for the beautiful piece. Now, we shall call upon our President of SCTA, Dr. R. Devendran, to address us. Dr. R. Devendran, please.
Devotees, friends, ladies and gentlemen, it's really a very heartwarming day to express our gratitude. As I said yesterday at a function as well, gratitude must always be inborn in us. First, let me welcome our guest of honor, Mr. Charles Chong, and of course, Mr. Soo Sen, who we are saying farewell in a temporary way, but we'll keep our linkages forever until probably another generation come in. So let us first give them a round of applause. I think your applause is very weak, there's no passion in what you do. Let us show them where others have no passion, that we at least in Simbaga Vinayagar Temple and the Salonist group has got passion. Come on. Thank you very much. Passion leads you to success. First, Mr. Soo Sen. He has been our member of parliament and been associated with our temple from the time I first took over as president, either by design or accidentally. We were tasked to rebuild this temple. Our mission was whether to just renovate the temple or to make it a world-class temple. And in that, we had a lot of challenges. We had to raise about 6 million as opposed to 500,000. We had to design. I frankly admit that I really didn't know anything about the gods that be except for Lord Ganesha, which I came to know when my mother passed away. But now I am quite an expert, so none of you can deceive me anymore. And I don't have to rely on consultants to check whatever you all say. Mr. Chan, during those trying times, was around as a friend, came in even without us calling him, came on cycle at times to inspect whether we were building a temple upside down or we're really building a temple. He gave us ideas. When we had challenges, we went to him. He tried to help as much as he could and within the powers that be. He was really a genuine friend. Not so much as a member of parliament. He never used that authority, but he really came to help us. In one of our earlier fundraising events, I think I got him carried into our way of giving. He automatically became the first member of associate member of our Singapore Salon Tamil Association. In addition, he even donated on the spot and became the first Chinese member. Everybody says he was the first Chinese member. He was also the first Chinese member to generously donate money to our building fund. The temple today stands as a hallmark around the world. It has appeared on TV in India. It has appeared in newsletters. And we are also, the temple is so powerful, I never expected when I came in that Mr. Goh Chok Tong himself would eventually consecrate this temple and do the opening ceremony. And Goh Chok Tong is now, Vinayagar has pulled him back because his constituency comes under us. And during the PAP campaign, he came twice to the temple and even obliged us by breaking a coconut on 2 occasions. So, Mr. Charles Chong, since you are new novice, please remember our Lord is quite powerful. So please attend our functions when we call upon you. It must be also powerful to have pulled me in, because I was really out of the scene, and before I came here, I visited temple in my youth about 6 times in my lifetime. So I really wondered sometime how I came to this temple. And the culprits who pulled me in was Mogana Ruben here, Dinagaran, the late Mr. Vasaga, and the former late secretary, Mr. Sachinathan. So because of their persuasion, I happened to have the opportunity, I took the challenge, and today it has become really a landmark. We have built a very unique temple. We wanted to make it a simple temple. We built a unique temple. We put a gold dome because gold seems to be somebody advised us that it's a connectivity to the gods up there. But today the gold, which cost us $400,000 earlier, is now worth, I think, more than $1 million. And I'm thinking of putting a security guard 24 hours. Right, Mr. Chan has done a lot to us. A lot for us, a lot to us. Personally, he has become a friend of mine who I'm grateful for, and he has also extended his help to some of our members in the committee like Dinogaran, Mogana Ruben. He has really been a friend. Whether it was in rain or in sunshine, he was with us, and he never sort of ignored any of our requests. Most of the National Day prayers, he was there with us. I'm glad that we had such a member of parliament, and I hope his role here would set the new members of parliament to follow his footpath, and I'm sure Workers' Party or any other party can never take you off your seat. So please tell Mr. Goh Chok Tong also, if you do meet him, please come to our temple regularly, and I'm sure nobody can ever outvote him. You have my assurance. On that note, first, let me thank Mr. Chan Soo Sen for the many years you were with us. It was quite a setback when we heard you were not standing for elections, and especially in Joo Chiat, your constituency. But as in the course of things, I suppose a change, a renewal may be good for you, may be good for me. In my life also, I went through a change, and I think I came out the better. Right? I'm sure you were sincere, you have sincerity, you have integrity, and I'm sure you'll make it even higher than what you were. Right? With that, my very best wishes, and may all our devotees bless you, and may our Lord Vinayagar bless you to be more powerful than what you were. But please continue your humbleness. Don't change. There are some MPs who change along the way, but I know you weren't. It's not within your character, and I'm sure you'll make it. So let us conclude with him to give him a round of applause. I'm very happy to be here as well. Now, we welcome our new member of parliament, although he is now just outside the skirts of our temple. Joo Chiat is no more part of us, but we have a more powerful group of people with us. But I'm just wondering whether they would also give us the same support. Otherwise, our Lord Vinayagar may punish you all. So please come, genuinely, sincerely, and at a time when we invite you. We know you all are very, very busy people, and we don't want to tax you. In fact, we tell Chan, when you come here, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, you can dismiss yourself, be assured. In fact, every National Day is here. We know he's got to run off to the official National Day parade, but he has joined us in it. Mr. Charles Chong, I've known you. I've known you to be a humble person, down to earth. You have so far not changed, having said and talked to you. You have come to MDIS where I'm there, and I'm sure, I don't think you would be asked to come here if not for your humbleness. I think the leaders are wise in that respect only, to have brought you here. I know you won narrowly, but perhaps because you have not got used to what Chan has laid the foundation for his success. But I'm very certain you would be popular, be effective, and help us when we do need. Thank you very much for being a part of us, or looking forward to Chan's continuity with us, and for you to continue with us as friends. And I think the community is grateful. particular, I value that gratitude as one of the attributes of a successful person, and we remain grateful to you. Thank you again. Thank you very much. Good luck and good everything to both of you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now, we shall call upon SCTA President Dr. R. Devendran to present a memento for our special guest, Mr. Chan Soo Sen. Mr. Chan, please.
He's our star. He says, I will repeat the words to them. They must hear it. We said these words. In fondest gratitude to our former Member of Parliament, Mr. Chan Soo Sen, a friend will always hold dear from Singapore Ceylon Tamil Association and Sri Senbaga Vinayagar Temple today's date. Thank you. Another round of applause.
We will now call upon Mr. Chan Soo Sen to say a few words.
Mr. President, Dr. Devendran, Mr. Charles Chong, Member of Parliament for Joo Chiat, friends, ladies and gentlemen. You know, when I walked from Joo Chiat CC to Sri Senbaga Vinayagar Temple just now, it was like going back many, many years. Believe it or not, my first walk in Joo Chiat without shoes, that means in slippers, was from Joo Chiat CC to Sri Senbaga Vinayagar Temple in 1996, National Day, before I even became Member of Parliament. When I arrived at the temple, I tried to find out the history of the temple. That is my usual habit. Wherever I go, I would like to know the history. I was told that this was the third oldest Hindu temple in Singapore. It started in the mid-1880s, or rather in the mid-19th century, when a group of Sri Lankan fishermen discovered a statue of Lord Vinayagar in water, and they respectfully rescued the statue, put it under a Senbaga tree right on the coast of Joo Chiat, put a shade on it, and that was the start of the temple. There is very little difference between Indian culture and Chinese culture in that aspect when it comes to religion. It all comes because a group of people feel that there is a spiritual value in a certain place. And they worship in that place, they reconfirm the spiritual value, and the place grows. So if we look at the photograph of the Sri Senbaga Vinayagar Temple, it grows over time. So when in the 1990s, the management committee feels that the temple premise is getting a little bit old, whether to renovate or to rebuild, I think the guidance of Lord Vinayagar was very clear. Today, we have a temple that all of us are proud of. And I've forgotten to mention, I deliberately forget to mention, that this really is the spiritual